What's up, you guys? My name is Brennan with Tacoma.com, and today, super stoked to finally give Tiffany some rumble, some throaty, some aggressive, some yes, the R4T, high clearance catback exhaust. Stoked. Tiffany's finally gonna sound like a mean-ass Tacoma. If you're not familiar with Tiffany, this is our 2013 long travel Tacoma build, 37-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs, sitting on a 2 1/4 long travel kit from JD Fabrication, C4 Fabrication armor all the way around, 54 KC lights, go fast camper, the list is long. This truck is a hot piece of ass and it's gonna get even hotter. So, without any more, I wanted to give you guys some before clips of the factory exhaust and then some after clips of the Running for Tacos exhaust, kind of compare the two and then give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. So, stick around, it's gonna be good.
All right, so to get started, you want to remove both of these 14mm bolts that are holding the exhaust on from the cat's back, and depending on how seized your bolts are, or if they're seized at all, you might need a breaker bar for this. I didn't need a breaker bar, just have an extension on a ratchet with a 14mm socket, and crack them loose first. I recommend doing this just in case they are seized. You might strip something if you come in here and hit it super hard with an impact, so crack them loose first, and then you can come back with an impact or a drill driver or whatever, remove both of the 14mm bolts. Once they're out, save these bolts for later because you're going to need them to reinstall the new exhaust. So once these bolts are out though, the exhaust just drops straight out.
All right, so to get these isolators off, you can use a screwdriver and some penetrating fluid. Sometimes you don't even need the screwdriver. You could just... Sometimes you don't even need the penetrating fluid. Work that back and forth. That's coming off real quick. Work them back and forth until they come off. Just like that. That's how you do that.
Here's a look at taking all the packaging off the exhaust. It was clearly wrapped in a bunch of foam roll and tape, and the box that it shipped in was super secure as well. There was a bunch of reinforced cardboard components that were kind of stuffed all the way around the box just to make sure the exhaust didn't get damaged while it was being shipped. So take all the foam roll, tape off, and then get ready to reassemble or assemble the exhaust before you install it on the truck. Damn, look at that logo. Look at that muffler. Look at R4T looking all fancy. All right, let's get this thing prepped for installing it on the Taco.
All right, guys, so you have this clamp right here that comes on the end of the exhaust. This clamp measures out to 3.5 inches. So half of 3.5 inches is 1 3/4 inches. So you want 1 3/4 inches of mountable clamp showing on the inside of this clamp. So I adjusted this out to, you can push it all the way back in, loosen these bolts, pull it all the way back out, and then push it in until you get to your, so you have about 3/4 inch showing. And this doesn't need to be dead on, but closer you can get it to 3 1/4 is preferred because it's exactly half the length, 3 3/4. I'm sorry, 1 3/4. So 1 3/4, and then you can tighten it down a little bit, but don't tighten it down all the way yet because this still needs to clamp onto the muffler. Now that we have our clamp on and we have 1 3/4 inches showing on the inside of here, we want to make sure that we don't wiggle it around too much when we're sliding this guy on. See, that sleeve just kind of went over a little bit, so I just pushed it back over. But you also have a label that says this side up. So we want to make sure that's actually this side up because the logo of the muffler is going down. So that's how it's going to mount on the Tacoma, is down like that. And so this side needs to be up. twist this around. This really doesn't matter how this clamps on. Let's just pull that off just to make sure we still have 1 3/4 inches. And then throw this guy back on. 1 3/4 inches. Okay. Try not to move it around too much. Right when it touches, that's when you know you're good to go. Just make sure this is straight too. We might have to loosen these a little bit in order to make sure, you guys can see that these 2 holes mount up to where the cats are coming back. So, might need to make some adjustments, but for now, let's just get it tight in place. Come on, come on. And both of these should be equal threads showing. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 full threads. 1 2 3 4 full threads. Okay, that's good for now. Let's get this under the truck. You're also going to reuse your factory bolts, and this is a 2013 Tacoma, which lived in Sonoma or Sonora somewhere. Lived on the coast somewhere. I think like close to Santa Rosa. But this person was like kind of a coastal traveler. So some of my nuts and bolts could benefit from some anti-seize. So I'm gonna throw some anti-seize on there just to make sure those don't get destroyed if we ever have to pull this off again. There's a shitload of anti-seize, probably way too much. You can come back with a paper towel though and pull some of this extra shit off, because if I don't, then I'll look like the Tin Man by the end of this video. This shit gets everywhere. Have you seen those memes? Like the minute you touch the anti-seize, you turn into the Tin Man. It's true, look at all that. So, come back with a paper towel and kind of wipe some of that stuff off. Okay, check it out. Boom, 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 and boom. It's plenty. That anti-seize stuff does wonders to threads. It's good stuff. So the first thing I did was slide this exhaust up into place on its first isolator right here. So right now it's just hanging by one isolator and it's resting on the inside slot of where the cats come back. So I'm gonna attach these other 2 isolators so I can position it into place to bolt in. And as I push that up, both those eyelets lined up. So I'm gonna push these isolators on. In the back, there's one. These guys should just slide right on. There's 1 and 2. Okay, cool. Now our R4T logo is pointing down. We have 1, 2, 3 isolators in place. And now we will bolt up our exhaust. So now we can shove our exhaust up into place and put these bolts in, but these bolts, they don't catch onto those threads super easily because of these springs. You have these springs and then the bolt, and if you try to push it on, it just kind of catches right there and gets hung up. So you gotta kind of pull it back a little bit with something to get those threads in there. Almost had it. Or you can just be a man. Let's just try being a man. Yeah, being a man works. Thought I might need to compress those springs down, but just man up. It's definitely tight. Sweet, dude. I think we're done. That was hell easy. It's been like maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes. That was really quick. All right, guys, this is inside the cabin. Let's see what this exhaust sounds like. Sounds pretty good. Super mellow. I'll probably say that a million times. Super mellow. Let's get this thing out on the main road and see what this thing sounds like. At a dead stop. And we're gonna get on it going up this hill right now. See what it sounds like. Ooh, that sounds good. 4,000. The Tacoma usually doesn't go that fast. Again, super mellow. All right, another stop, and then I'm gonna get up to probably 60 miles an hour. Ooh, 40, 50. Car just pulled out in front of me. 60. Does sound really smooth. Got up to like 4,000 RPMs, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, it's a really smooth exhaust for sure. Definitely sounds better than factory. See what it sounds like with the windows rolled up. Cab. I mean, I got 37s howling right now, but aside from the 37s, a little bit of wind noise from the Pro 6. Nice little come down. So I'm just idling right now. You can hear the exhaust just a little bit, but it's, again, it's just super mellow. Damn, that's nice. That's real smooth. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull the Tacoma out and gas. high clearance catback exhaust for the 2nd gen and the 3rd gen Tacoma. This is not going to be the most aggressive, rumbling, throaty sound that some of the other exhaust systems on the market provide. And I'm a fan of very throaty, deep, rumble, aggressive exhaust systems. So if I had to sum this up in one word, this kit would be more of a gentleman's exhaust, if you will. So my girl and I drove to Tahoe. We've driven to Tahoe many times with the Magna Flow Overland Series exhaust. And sometimes she's like, yo, babe, that's loud. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a big deal. Just get used to it. It's an exhaust. They're loud. That's what happens. But if you're not looking for that, then this is a really good option. So I like both. I like the gentleman's exhaust, and I like really deep, rumbly, just aggressive as you can make a V6 sounding exhaust. So that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Consider subscribing, obviously, to the channel. I post Tacoma content, 4Runner content. Now I just got a 6th gen Bronco, so Bronco content. And then if you haven't written for trailtacoma.com, we pay $100 to $300 per article, and we send you free parts. All these parts on this truck we can get for you and whatever else you want. If there's a specific part that you're looking for and you want to put it on your build, we can pitch that company, we can work with that company, we can reach out to that company. Odds are we're probably already working with that company and they like this content, obviously. So if you guys want to write for Trail Tacoma, just go to trailtacoma.com/apply, fill out a quick application form. Let's get some posts started and let's put some parts on trucks. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the trail. Peace.